Alright guys, so I want to get into the differences between SNv4 and Xenopixel, so you can actually see the differences. There aren't many comparison videos out there showing the two, and when they are done, they're really not covered in a way I think is conducive to explaining to people what's better and what's not. First of all, let me say, one is not better than the other. It's all personal preference and what you want out of your saber. Okay? So, SNv4's main difference from Xenopixel currently right now is I feel the app is better. The Force Park app is better than the Xeno3 app that we have right now. And I also feel like the speakers on the SNv4 are better than the speakers that's included on a Xeno3. Those are the two main things for me where I feel SNv4 is better. As far as where I feel Xeno is better, the blades are brighter on Xeno. You guys can argue with me about it all day long. I literally put it on a light meter and these are lighter. Yes, the colors, the white on the SNv4 looks more white than it does on the Xenopixel. The Xenopixel's got a little bit of a bluish hue to it. But even with that, with the two, I've tested it with red, green, blue, you know, all the colors that everybody uses normally. I feel that Xenopixel's, the meter tells me Xenopixel's brighter. That's the best way to do it. As far as functions and how the saber works, from the saber itself, I prefer the way Xeno3's menu is set up. It's just, for me, it's a lot easier. You can go in and you can change things and you can set so you can hear the beep. I haven't found the way to do that in the Force Park app yet. I've looked on this. So when you want to change something on this, you literally have to hold the button to the point where you can kind of see what's going on, so you know how long you've been holding the button. Like 1, 2.
Hunter ignition. Cross ignition. Ignition 4.
So if I go one too many,
unstable blade.
Now I've changed the blade style. So I don't really know where the seconds are. So on the Xenopixel,
photon ignition.
I hear them in between.
Stack ignition.
I don't have to look at the button.
Warp ignition. Phaser ignition. Scavenger ignition. Hunter ignition. Standard mode.
So, SNv4 has more ignition styles, but it kinda has less color options. I haven't found an option on the SNv4 to do infinite color, but you can do it through the app. Also, I don't have a way to punch in on the Force Park app how the color that I want. So I can't really show you, but you get a color wheel and you can't type anything in on the color wheel. Okay? It's just the same thing on the Xenopixel. You get a color wheel, but you can punch in numbers to get the exact color you want. In the Force Park app, I have a trouble getting an absolute red because there's always a little bit of blue or a little bit of green in it because my fingers are big, and trying to adjust it just on the screen like that without having the ability to actually punch in the numbers doesn't work as well, in my opinion. I had to do a full reset on this to get the colors back to what they normally were. I couldn't just set them myself because of the way their color wheel works. Other than that, you have more blade styles on the SNv4 than you do on the Xenopixel.
Volume low.
So,
Mute. Volume high.
so that's max volume on that.
Volume low. Mute. Volume high.
That's the volume on this one. That's not really a good font to use. Hold on.
Don't be afraid.
Fireblade.
Go Ghost in the machine. The Chosen.
All right. So we'll go with just a straight up Anakin font. Okay. So that's your Anakin font here. Let me find it. That's the other thing on the Force Park app that now that I'm thinking about it is different. On the Force Park app, when you change sound fonts, the lightsaber turns itself off, and then you have to power it back on. When you don't have to do that on Xeno with the app. You can just go through them. In addition, I think the fonts that come on the Xeno are better than the fonts that come on the SNv4. I think the Xeno sounds and plays more like an actual lightsaber, like you would see in lore and the movies, and SNv4 is more, look what we can do. It's got that look how big my dick is mentality. The fonts, show off everything the saber does versus being functional fonts.
Skywalker.
So I'm trying to find my Anakin.
Man! I am the Inquisitor.
Tell me, is this training?
My training? No. Always training. The universe is.
Master Windu.
I am told it is the dark saber. Master Mundi.
So many fonts. So many fonts.
Quinlan, pause.
Reborn. The Butcher.
Like, could you understand that? I can't. I know it says the Butcher, but it doesn't sound like that.
Temple Guard.
Star Killer.
Ventress.
Leia.
Ahsoka. Anakin.
Okay, so there's an Anakin. So that's Anakin. You hear the difference? I don't know if you can actually hear the difference, but the speaker in the SNv4 carries a lot more low end. So that's kind of where I sit on these. It's really personal preference. The Force Park app with the SNv4 allows you to do custom blade colors, upload and download different blade styles, and so on and so forth. The XenoPixel does not do that yet, but I feel it's more realistic as far as sabers go. It just feels more, I don't want to say robust, because the SNv4 actually does more than the XenoPixel does currently. Xeno's working on the ability to do blade styles. The guys from Dark Wolf are working on the app and the firmware in order to get that to do what this does. Also, I put the same blade on both of them. So these are both LGT blades that I had them make me at 18 inches. These are both 18-inch blades that I had them make me. I just feel like my personal preference is for the XenoPixel 3. If you want the ability to really customize a saber, like customize the way the blade looks, customize its color, customize it the way the ignition works, I feel SNv4 is a better option, because you can customize and build stuff in the app and then save it. With Xeno, they don't offer that yet. But I feel like Xeno is just much easier to use. The app is easier to use. The app features a lot more control over the customization of your saber. You can customize the menu system any way you want it. You can turn on and off options that you don't want in the menu system. Like, I never turn off Flash on Clash. Flash on Clash is always on. So I completely take that out of the menu system. I can completely build my own menu in the order that I want. I don't like the fact that on both sabers, when you press and hold for one click,
Volume low.
it's volume change.
Volume low.
Sometimes you hold the button for a second too early, not even a second, a millisecond too early, and you get a volume change instead of the saber turning on. That should be something I feel that's deeper in the menu. Should be like 3 or 4 clicks. A single click should literally only be sabers on and off. No matter what. No matter how long you hold it. If you only hold it once, you have power off and then you have saber turn on and off. That's the way it should be. Because having to get that just right in order to nail it is a pain in the ass. I mean, you can see the difference in the brightness just looking at this. This color on the Xeno looks a little off too.
Color change. Color selected.
Yeah, that's closer.
Color change. Color selected.
Now they're about the same color.
Color change. Color selected.
Now I think they're exact. But if you look, you can see. You turn it so the brightest side is facing you guys. And you don't get the line from the pixel. That looks brighter to me. I think the Xeno pixel is definitely brighter. Even visually, it just looks that way. So, the other thing I like about the Xeno is that I can adjust times for how quickly I want the saber to ignite. Not how much the animation moves, they both do that, but how quickly. So I have it set so that instead of having to hold the button a long time to be able to turn the blade off, 3 clicks and it's off. This one's a 4.
Mute.
See, I just muted it by accident.
Volume high.
It takes much longer to turn the blade off. So that's my opinions in this real basic, quick, I mean, this wasn't quick video. What are we at, like 6 minutes or some shit already? Nope, 12. But you get the idea. So the option is up to you. Now keep in mind that as far as character hilts go, I feel that TXQ, who does SNv4, have better screen accuracy. I feel like LGT, Nexus, their hilts are a better, I don't want to say better quality, because they're both high quality, but for me the handles on, or the hilts rather, on the SNv4 just feel like they're overall thinner and not made as well. I'm probably wrong. It's probably just the kind of saber that I have, to be honest. But these just feel thicker and more robust. Every LGT hilt I've held in my hand feels robust, like I'm actually holding a solid piece. And this kind of feels, it doesn't feel like it's as robust in its construction. As far as how the internal cores are built, SNv4s, I definitely feel like they're done in a neater fashion. They use shorter wire runs, and I believe they use a better quality wire. It feels that way. Not that either one is going to break or whatever, but That's just the way I feel about it. That's my personal opinion. So my personal preference is going to be Xeno3. Xeno3 sabers are going to be my go-tos. And then for accuracy, I'm going to be buying TXQ hilts. So I hope that gives you guys some insight as to the differences between the two and how you want to do things. This has infinite color right on the saber itself. This doesn't. This you have to use the app. And the Xeno, just all around, I feel feels more like a real lore-based lightsaber. So that's it for this one. Talk to you guys later. Peace.